Our study is over measurement conversion. So you have a mathematics chart. Using this mathematics chart on this side, you will be able to convert different units. Sometimes in the same, actually it's always in the same units. So the customary units, you'll convert them into the same units and metric. For example, let's start very easily. 1 mile is equal to 1,760 yards. So using this, I always set up a proportion. That's what I like doing. So let me relabel it on the other side. So 1 mile is 1,760 yards. So imagine someone ran 5 miles. What is the scale factor here? So if you remember how to set a proportion and knowing the scale factor, this is actually quite easy. Times 5 times 5. So 1,760 times 5. I'm using the lattice multiplication. 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 6 times 5 is 30. And 0. So 0, 0, 8, 8. 8,800 yards. 5 miles is equivalent to 8,800 yards because you multiply by the scale factor of 5. Let's try another example. Let's draw off. Let's do this one. 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters. So imagine, let's label it on the other side. Imagine someone ran 700 centimeters. Which is not a lot if you think about it. It's like 7 sticks, meter sticks. So what's the scale factor? Times 7 times 7. So they ran 7 meters. Let's try another conversion. Let's do pints and cups. 1 pint is 2 cups. If someone drank 10 cups, how many pints did they drink? Times 5 times 5, 5 pints. So, those are how you convert. There are different nuances. So, for example, for customary, there's such a thing called gallon house. Some of you may have learned this last year. You have a gallon house. In this gallon house, you have 4 courts or 4 windows. Because 1 gallon has 4 courts. Each court has 2 pints. So I draw like little people inside. They're looking out. Little people are looking out. Each quart has 2 pints. And each pint has 2 cups. So you draw like little eyes staring at you. Cups, cup, 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 cup. So, and that is a gallon. You can ask all kinds of questions from this gallon house. 2 quarts is the same as how many pints? 4 pints. You can ask 12 cups is how many quarts? 4, 8, 12, 3 quarts. 1.5 quart has how many pints? So you draw 1.5 houses. 1 whole house has 4 quarts. Then a half of it has 2, so that's 6 quarts. So using this gallon house, I recommend you draw it out so you can answer any question over customary, over capacity and volume. So the last thing in conversion is decimals. For example, 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. Imagine someone ran 5,300 milliliters. What is their scale factor? Times 5 times 5. But that's only 5,000. That doesn't cover up enough. So it's going to be a decimal. So if it's 5 times 5 is 5,000, what is your leftover? So it goes in 5 times. Your leftover is 300 thousandths. So it's 5. So its answer for 5,300 milliliter is the same as 5 and 300 liters. 300,000 liters. So if you multiply 1,000 by 5 and 300,000, you get 5,300. So again, the way I did is, can 1,000 go 5,300? 5 times. So I know that's 5,000. But I still have some left over. So 5 times, you have how many left over? 300. So if you want to, you can even divide this out. Let me divide this out to show you. How many thousand go 5,300 5 times? The leftover is 300. Add a decimal 0. Bring it down. How many thousand go in 3,000? 3 times. So 5.3, 5 and 3 tenths, or 5 and 300,000. Let's try another one if that was a little confusing to you. Let's do 1 centimeter is the same thing as 10 millimeters. Imagine someone measures something and it's 78 millimeters. How many centimeters long is that? So can 10 go into 78? 7 times. That's 70. There's a remainder of 8. It's in the tenths place, so 7 and 8 tenths. Let's divide it out if you don't trust me. 7 times. The remainder is 8. Add a decimal 0. Decimal 0, bring it down. It goes in 8 times. 7 and 8 tenths. So that's pretty much the nuances. The nuances is you got to use this math chart. Make a proportion. Write the units on the other side. Find the scale factor, and you're done. If it's about quarts, gallon, and stuff, use this in order to do a gallon house. And sometimes, especially only in these, you'll have like leftovers. Leftovers usually is written as a decimal. So that is how you do measurement conversion.